Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy, your medical celebrity doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows, the talk show that brings awareness, inspiration, and motivation to many communities across our nation, bridging the gap of disparity, uniting us all together. We do that through not only 25 years of my experience, but we bring individuals on the show that are experts in their field of industry. And this show will not disappoint. Today we have Kathleen Francesca, otherwise known as Frankie. So you do not want to miss what we have to share with her today. But first, Dr. Nancy Knows can be seen and listened to right here on this network, drnancyknows.com, YouTube, Facebook, and Vimeo. And then for all you listening pleasures, we are on many podcast platforms out there. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be the change that you wish to see in the world, and it only takes one. Be about the solution and not the problem. Remember, positive thoughts bring positive results. Today we have Kathleen Francesca. She's Frankie, and she's a powerhouse. We're going to talk about her story as a single mother, you know, just defeating all the odds against her to become this entrepreneurial powerhouse. She is a Chief Operating Officer for R3, that is stem cells, as well as R3 medical training, and also Vice President for R3 Gen Supplies. Frankie, it's so nice to have you here today.
Thanks for having me here.
So listen, you know, we've met each other about a couple of years ago, and your energy and light just superseded you, and I'm attracted to that type of personality, and I just aspire and admire the things that you have done and continue to do.
Thank you. That's such a compliment hearing it from you.
Absolutely. You are multi-dynamic. You wear many hats. You know, that's my kind of person. And, you know, first and foremost, though, you are a single mother, and against all odds, you have, you know, challenged yourself to be this power force to be reckoned with. I mean, honestly, it takes a whole lot of encouragement and energy to do what you say you can do and are going to do, and be an example for your daughter.
You know, it's been a rough road. You make a lot of sacrifices, not only for your daughter, but for yourself also. But, you know, the reward is just amazing. And I don't ever really see myself slowing down. If anything, I do want to show my daughter as she gets older that, hey, you know what, as a woman, you have it in you to accomplish a lot of things in life on your own and have that integrity and just move forward and look forward to, you know, the rewards is waiting for you after while you go through your journey.
Absolutely. You know, man is not meant to be an island to himself, but, you know, while that significant other or, you know, spiritual being comes along, you know, you continue to live life and you live your best life. And that's always like now in the moment.
Exactly.
So, you know, what you've done and what you are an example of is amazing, honestly. Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that you've faced as a woman, culturally, and even mentally.
I think culturally, you know, back where I came from in the Philippines, you know, back in the days, if you're a single mom, it almost sounds like a taboo. You know, it's an embarrassment for your family to have someone that, you know, raising a child on her own and not be married. But everything is so modernized now in the Philippines, but you still face that challenge of, you know, being on your own and not having that significant other to raise your child. And somewhat you kind of feel like they feel sorry for you, but it's actually the complete opposite. The way I look at it, you know, mothers out there with a parent, with a partner, you know, they're very lucky. There's a lot of challenge in raising a child, but raising a child on your own without having that go-to person to bounce ideas, ask for advice, and make that decision, it makes it more challenging. But, you know, one of the things that I do want people to recognize that even though you're a single mom, there's a lot of not only rewards, but there's a lot of empowerment behind the word single. And that's something that I want my daughter to learn. But, you know, I want her to have a different life. I want her to fall in love, get married, and have that, you know, things that I didn't have. And I just kind of look forward to just seeing her being this powerful woman and just creating her own destiny. I think that's the best reward that you can give as your mom.
Well, it is, and I think a sense of independence is so important. You know, you have a life, and then you meet someone, your lives come together, but independently, you shouldn't lose who you are at the end of the day.
No, I always like to think that having a significant other is not really supposed to change your life. It's supposed to enhance your life. But not everyone is blessed as, you know, other women out there. But you just kind of continue with your journey, continue with your path, and just be the person that your future significant other will be proud to call, you know, their partner.
I know that your faith has been a major player in your life. Hard work, dedication, faith, and belief pays off at the end of the day. And what you're currently doing in that role that you're playing right now has everything to do with that.
Yeah, it's been challenging. And, you know, if you know my story, where I came from, and I always look back and think of the days that I just stand in the corner and just keep praying and praying, just have that belief in yourself. And so when I tell my story to people, they look at me like, you know, I have no idea. Is that even possible where you came from? But, you know, I honestly think you have to have faith, you have to have motivation and believe in yourself. And people ask me, like, do you ever sleep? Do you ever slow down? How do you do what you do? And honestly, I just look at them like, you know, I just close my eyes and do what I need to do or do what needs to get done, because no one's going to hand it to you. So you got to go out there and get it yourself.
That's so true. And those words sound so familiar when I'm talking to people as well. But you know, if you think you can, you will. You know, mindset is everything. The sky is the limit. And when you dream, dream big. And believe in yourself.
I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, there is no coincidence with the current role in industry that you're working with and the company that you're a part of. There's no coincidence that prior to that, you were a patient advocate director of the International Stem Cell Institute. So your journey is already preordained.
Yeah.
You just need to have the courage to continue to put one foot in front of the other and not let fear paralyze you.
I never make my decisions based out of fear. I'd like to think, you know, just looking back and seeing where I came from, where I'm at now, and where I want to go, I think I'm extremely blessed that I've had great people that have taken a chance on me. And I use that as a motivation to keep moving forward. And you know, you just gotta go out there. As long as you have the integrity, you know exactly where you want to go. Obviously, I have great support from, you know, people that I work with, you know, my home front. You can accomplish anything.
Well, this amazing woman is going to tell us what she actually does as the Chief Operating Officer with R3StemCell.
Where do I begin?
I know you wear many hats. I mean, tell us a little bit about the service you provide, the training perhaps even, and even some of the supplies. This is like a one-stop shop organization, and it is bringing awareness to alternative treatment modalities.
Exactly. Well, I started with R3StemCell about 4 years ago, and even my, you know, me getting my job, which is a complete, you know, coincidence, I would
Miracle.
say. We've been around for 10 years. We created a partnership program where we work with different doctors, providers all over U.S. in turnkey operation for regenerative medicine. A few years ago, we created R3 Medical Training, where we would have providers from all over the world would fly into either San Diego or Nashville and get trained by our amazing faculty doctor, which is, you know, you're one of them. And we have our distribution company, which is Region Suppliers, which is a one-stop shop for our regenerative needs.
That's awesome. That's so amazing. And then tell us some of the ways that your organization gives back, and also you, Frankie. Giving back is always so key. The gifts that you're blessed with, the knowledge and understanding, gifts are meant to be given away, and you do just that in your organization.
Thank you. So we created our Here's for R3 program when we started R3 Medical Training back in 2018. We basically get nominations from all over the world for different veterans who are in need of regenerative medicine. They do come into our training courses, whether it's in Nashville and San Diego, and we provide them with different procedures that is needed, you know, free of charge. It's basically our way to give back. And I'm also in the process of developing my nonprofit, Valentina Jude, where I want to be able to help other single mothers out there to create their own path and have that, you know, support from and encouragement from empowered women.
So everyone, listen. The more you give, it is so infectious, and the feeling that you get from that just wants you to continue to grow and evolve and give back. Valentino Jude is a nonprofit that Frankie is developing as well, and I understand that you are working on a book. You want to do that as well as a clinic too.
I always believe that the great way to tell your story is by, you know, creating a memoir. The legacy that I want to leave my daughter. There's so much stories to tell about my life. I kind of feel like I had 9 lives. And what better way to do it by writing a book to leave her.
Amazing.
And pass on, you know, my stories, hopefully to teach her some valuable lessons and also to encourage her or her future children, you know, in the future. So that's something I'm working on. It should be out and published by next year. And establishing a clinic a wellness clinic in Palm Springs is one of the projects that I hope to establish and launch in the next month or so.
And I'd like to be
and you'll be a part of that.
Yes, to help
of
you
course,
out with that as well.
Course.
And so, you know, it's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's the alliances that you form at the end of the day. And these partnerships should be lifelong lasting. And, you know, there's strength in numbers, everyone. And, you know, for those of you who would like to get a hold of you, Frankie, for advice or just, you know, information, how does an individual get a hold of you?
Well, you know, I'm one of those people that I openly give my phone number to people. They can get a hold of me through my phone number on the screen, or they can email me. That's my personal email address, which, you know, I give out to everyone. I don't have a lot of social media platform except my Instagram, which is Kathleen FVL at Instagram. I always try to respond to all the messages that I get, text messages. So if anyone needs anything, I welcome them.
Now, Frankie is a wealth of information. She's very resourceful. She travels this country constantly, and she's in the know. So if there's anything that you guys want to know about regenerative cell therapies, alternative treatment modalities, you know, even some words of encouragement, she is there for you, honestly. Do you want to leave us with a quote or a favorite saying, Frankie?
You know, my mom will always say this to me, and it started back in 2005. She would always say, and I carry this with me every day, she would always say, as long as you're breathing, there's hope. So you're always going to have your bad days. You're always going to have those days when you just feel like, I don't want to get out of bed and not do anything. But what gets me up is like, you know what? I'm breathing. I'm healthy. I'll make it up and do what I need to do. So that's one thing that my mom doesn't know that, but I always remind myself that every day.
See, again, you know, it's that parenting. You just never know what is going to stick and be there with them a lifetime.
Yes, correct.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me
here. It's such a privilege, Frankie.
Thank you.
So remember, everyone, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows. We'll talk next time.